and welcome to Thridas Solutions. In today's session, we'll be seeing about filters, what are the types of filters and different comparisons of filters and the slicers. So we'll be seeing these topics in today's session. Let us see what are filters and different types of slicers, how are they utilized and useful in reports. So let's see how the filter panel works. Okay. So to apply filters in the filter panel, we need to make selection of the slices directly from the report page itself. So once the filter panel shows the fields on the individual visuals, then you can add another filter to the reports, and then you can just filter using this image of the visual of the slicer, where you can go with the filtering on the report. Okay, so there are four different types of filters in the filter panel. We have the visual filter, the page filter, report filter, and the drill through filter. How the visual filter works. So this, as the term visual, it refers to different types of the charts. Okay, it applies to the single visual on a report page. So you can see visual filters when you select a visual on the report canvas. If you can't edit a report, you can select a visual and filter it. Next, page filter. It applies to all the visuals on a report page. Report filter, it applies to all the pages in a report. Drill through filter is when you go with the drill through in the Power BI services or the desktop, you create a destination report page and you focus on a specific entity, such as supplier. From the other report pages, user can right click on a data point for that entity and drill through to the focused page. Therefore, this designing reports for filtering has 5 different levels. So let's see that. We have the semantic model, which is a row level security. As we have seen, the report, page, and visual and measure. Report, page, and visual level filters apply to the structure of the report, whereas the data set, the semantic model, the row level security, and the measures are the filtering of the reports where we do. So what is the semantic model? So every Power BI report queries a single semantic model, which is a Power BI artifact which represents a semantic module. So this semantic model can enforce row level security to restrict access to a subset of data, and different users will use this data. Therefore, a report can't determine whether the semantic model will enforce the row level security or it cannot override the row level security. For example, when you consider a semantic model, you enforce a row level security to restrict data visibility to specific countries or regions. So at the design tab, you have permission to see only the Australian data, and you filter the report by country Australia, and report consumer that has permission to see only United States data won't see data at all. Okay, so when you filter it, when you select for the country of the Australia, only the people having access to the Australian report can view the data, whereas from the other country people, they don't have the access, the level restriction. Next, how is the report been structured? The structure of Power BI report is an hierarchy. In the filter pane, where you can add a filter to any of these levels. The top level is the report level, the second is the page, and the third compromises with the report objects, which consist of visuals and elements. Next, what is measures? A measure is an model object that is designed to summarize data, and measure formulas which are written in DAX, which can add, remove, or modify filter context by using the calculate or calculate table function. A set of DAX function known as time intelligence function also modify filter context. At report design time in Microsoft Power BI desktop, where you can create measure and which, except when the model is live connection to SQL Server Analysis Service, multi-dimensional model. These measures belong to the report and called as report level measures. So let's see how the report structure appears. So at the report time, where you find the filters panel to apply filters to the report structure. So here, where you find filters on this visual, where once you select and apply on this visual, for example, if you have multiple graphs, pictures like pie charts, downward bar charts. So for example, if you select only the filter to apply only on the pie chart, so only on particular this thing on the pie chart, the filter has been applied. Next is filter on the page, and you have named that, for example, as HR attributions. So it affects only on particular page, on that page, and filters on all pages. If you have HR attribution, HR hiring, HR termination, different multiple pages, when you select on filters on all pages, if in a report, if it consists of 3 pages, it affects to all the 3 pages. Okay, that is what the description of this is given. So the filter pane has 3 sections: filter on all pages, filter on this page, filter on this visual. So filter on all pages, it defines report level filters which apply to all report pages and visuals. Report level filters are global filters. Next, filter on this page. It defines page level filters which apply to all visuals on specific page, adding to any existing report level filters. Example, if a report level filter restricts data to the country of United States and a page level filter restricts data to the state of Washington, then both the filters are in effect country in United States and the state province as Washington. So visual on this filter on this visual, it defines that visual level filter applies only to a single visual. They add to any existing report level or page level filters. For example, if a visual level filter restrict data to the city of Seattle, then 3 filters are in effect: the country, United States, the state, Washington, and the city, Seattle. Next, let's see how these filters apply to a single field and use them. So we have different types of filters as basic, advanced, top end, relativity, date, and relativity time. So the basic filter type is, it allows all to select items from a list of distinct values that are found in the field. So you can also restrict the filter to a single selection instead of multi-selection. Next comes the advanced filter, where it allows you to create complex conditions by using data type like specific operators. We have the text field operator, numeric field operators, data field operators. So here the text field operator, where it tests for the conditions such as contains, start with, is blank, is empty, and others. Whereas coming with the numeric field operators, it test for the condition as less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, etc. Next, coming with the data field operators, where here it tests with the conditions such as is after, is on, after, and others, where you can combine multiple tests by using a logical and or operators. Next, let's see what is stop and filter type. It applies to text and date field that are available only in visual level filters. It helps you to filter by the top or bottom number of items, like the top 5 products by revenue. Next, relativity, date and relative time filter type. It is applied only for date fields, making it possible to filter by relative date or time. Relative filters allow the report consumer to filter by past, present, or future time periods based on the current date and time. Next, we have the lock and hide filters. So you can lock filters to ensure the report consumer cannot remove or modify them. So it's a good idea to lock filters that are critical to design to the report page or visual. Next, you have an hide. So a hidden filter isn't visible to report consumer. You can hide the entire filters pane to ensure that report consumers cannot open it. Next, let's compare different types of filters. So here we have the chart where you have the automatic filters, which is used to edit, clear, hide, lock, sort, rename, but we don't have an option to delete. Next comes the manual filters, which is used to edit, clear, delete, hide, lock, start, and remain. Next comes the include or exclude filters, where they have an option to delete, hide, lock, and sort, but they don't have an option to edit, clear, or rename. Next comes the drill down filters, where they have an option to edit and clear, but they don't have an option to hide, delete, lock, sort, or rename. Coming to the cross drill filters, which is not applied for any of the filters where you can't edit or delete or create or hide or lock or sort or rename. Coming to the drill through filters, which involves drill thoroughly, where you have an option to edit, clear, delete, hide, lock, but you don't have an option to sort or rename. Coming to the drill through filters for transient, where you have an edit, clear, and delete option, but you don't have an option to hide, lock, sort, or rename. Next, coming to the URL transient, this is a link based, where you have an option to edit, clear, delete, but you don't have an option to hide, lock, sort, or rename. Next, coming to the pass through filters, where you have an option to delete, hide, and sort, but you don't have an option to edit, clear, lock, or rename. So these are the different types of filters which we have seen through. Next, let's see water slicer. Slicer is another way of filtering. So they are displayed on a report page, and narrow the portion of the schematic model that shows the visualization. So here the types of slices where we have is from numeric range slices, relative date slices, relative time slices, responsive, resizable slices, hierarchy slices with multiple fields. When to use the slicers? So we display commonly used or important filters on the report canvas for easier access. So to make it easier to see the current filter state without having a drop-down list, this filter by column that are unneeded and hidden in the data tables. We can create more focused reports by putting slices next to important visuals. But Power BI slices do not support the input fields and drill down options. So thank you all.